Hi there guys, Tom Quayle here. Hope you're all doing very well indeed. Before we get into this lesson, I just want to tell you really quickly about the Black Friday offers that I'm currently running over Friday, Saturday and Sunday, running up to Cyber Monday on the 2nd of December. Currently, we're running our biggest ever discount on the Solo app for both iOS and Android users. We've never run a discount this big, so if you get yourself over to the iOS or Android stores down below, use the links, you will find the discount is already applied and you will get our, as I say, biggest ever discount on the Solo app, just running from Friday through to Cyber Monday. If you want to check out the Ultimate Fretboard Visualization course, we're also running the biggest ever discount we've run on that course with a whopping 50% off. So if you type in the code SOLOBF at checkout, you'll see that on screen now and down below. You can get the course for 50% off. Now again, bear in mind, this is only for our iOS users. It's not compatible with the Android version of Solo yet, I'm afraid. And I am also running 30% off all the courses on my website. All the Legato courses, the big bundle, the melodic minor stuff, the fretboard visualization stuff, you will find 30% off on all of that if you use the code BFTQOffer. Use that code at checkout and you will get 30% off all of those courses. Again, all the links down below, all of the codes down below. Hope you guys find that useful. Again, running till Cyber Monday at 12 p.m. GMT. All right, let's get on with this lesson. All right, so let's get straight into this. Normal vibrato on the guitar comes from a motion that goes up and down. So essentially you're using vertical motion to get your vibrato. To think about any classic vibrato sound, if I grab this C on the G string, that vibrato is the same action you would use to bend a string. So you're pulling the string sharp and then letting it come back to rest. So essentially that's how we get normal vibrato on the guitar, tried and tested, sounds fantastic. That comes from the fact that we have frets on the instrument, because we can rest the string on the fret to get the note, and then the fret gives us this beautiful vertical plane, if you like, on which to bend and push the string sharp and then back to its kind of natural position again. Great sound. And of course we can do that fast and slow. We can change the amount of vibrato, either a kind of subtle one or a more kind of wild kind of shred vibrato, whatever we want. I want to show you two types of vibrato today that rely on horizontal motion or left to right motion rather than vertical motion. The first of them is like a classical violin style vibrato, and I love this sound. It's really useful for legato. And one of the reasons I really like it is because you don't need your thumb over the top of the neck for kind of leverage. You can keep your thumb behind the neck and get this fantastic, quite unusual vibrato sound that's great for legato. So if you put your little finger on the left hand on the 15th fret of the high E string, in my case the 14th fret because I'm tuned F instead of E, we're going to get the note G. Then what I want you to do is put your thumb in the middle of the back of the neck and then put a finger in each fret. What we're then going to do is we're going to play that G and listen to what happens if I actually stretch the string from left to right instead of vertically. So I'm going to rock my little finger from left to right, effectively stretching the string. And this is exactly what a violin player would do to get vibrato. And as we move from left to right, as I say, we're stretching the string in and out of pitch, and we get this sound. Very violin-like. There's no vertical motion going on there. It's very different to... You can hear quite how much we can get the string to change pitch there. It's kind of crazy just by rocking the fingers back and forth. Now the reason I use 4 fingers there is because it gives me more leverage to pull the string and then bring it back to pitch again. If I try and do that with 1 finger, it's very difficult to do. Now the reason I like this vibrato is because my fingers are now already in place to play something else. So if I was in the key of C minor, I can use that vibrato and play something afterwards. This is perfectly feasible to a vertical vibrato, but I really like this sound and I can change the speed very effectively. Start off slow and then get faster at the end. Very classical sounding. It will work on any string, but as you can hear, it's less effective on the lower strings because they're fatter and require more strength or mass to pull out of pitch. So this is most effective on the B and the E string, especially higher up on the guitar. And again, kind of crazy how much you can pull this out of pitch. Very cool sound. So that's vibrato number 1. Again, working on using all 4 fingers to rock the string backwards and forwards in a horizontal fashion. The second vibrato I stole from Greg Howe, and this is not really a vibrato. It's more of a kind of like a trill kind of sound, in between a trill and a vibrato, but we're not using hammer-ons and pull-offs to do this standard trill. So normally a trill would be like that. What we're going to do is in between a vibrato and a trill, this. Absolutely love this sound. It forms a big part of my playing. And I think of it as a vibrato, a fast, uncontrolled vibrato. Now this one is definitely trickier than the previous one if you've never done it before. What we're going to do here is I'm going to grab the 8th fret of the G string. I'm thinking in C minor again, so I'm grabbing the flat 3rd. I do this a lot with my first finger, although it can be done with any finger. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that fret, and as I've played it, I'm going to release the pressure to the point where you can still hear the note, but I'm using the minimum amount of pressure required to actually fret the note. So I actually play the note, and instead of doing that kind of vibrato, the vertical vibrato, I'm actually going to slide, releasing the pressure so I don't lose the note, but I actually can slide around, okay? A little bit like on a fretless bass. We're emulating a sort of fretless bass or violin left to right vibrato here, but in a wild fashion. Now to help with this, I keep my thumb static on the back of the neck. I'm not releasing my thumb. It's tempting to release the thumb and just use the finger to do this motion. I guarantee you'll find it harder. Keep that thumb anchored on the back of the neck, relax the fingers, and then that's the effect we're going for. It doesn't matter if the pitch of the note is non-specific. If you listen, you can hear I'm just moving into the next fret above and slightly into the next fret below, but not by a specified amount. In most cases, actually, I only go into the fret above, not the fret below. But if you want to do a wider one, imagine that the fret you're in is your center of gravity and you're shifting like an orbit around that center of gravity, and you need to find just the exact amount of pressure that allows you to move freely without getting this. You hear there's nothing there. I don't want to kill the note, I just want to experiment with the pressure until I allow the note to happen. The other thing that's hard with this is it tends to be in time. You can hear bum bow da do do dum. I've got to get that vibrato or that trill, whatever you want to call it, that horizontal motion as opposed to a normal vertical vibrato, in time and then release it afterwards. Again, I keep my thumb static. You might be able to see the top of the thumb just slightly poking out there. And again, I can do this with different fingers. That's quite nice when you do 2. And it's meant to be a little bit crazy, okay? So those are the 2 types of vibrato. We've got the kind of violin-esque one, which I absolutely love, especially when you start slow and then speed it up at the end, and then this other horizontal motion. And I think I think Alan Holdsworth and Greg Howe. And experiment lots with these all over the fretboard. This one will work anywhere on the fretboard. The left to right little finger kind of vibrato with all 4 fingers is going to work more effectively as you progress higher up the fretboard to the thinner strings and further up to the smaller frets. So there we go. Hope you found that useful, guys. As usual, if you did, make sure you hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. And of course, you can check out my lesson material, including Solo, my app where you can learn to visualize the fretboard, and the Ultimate Fretboard Visualization course, and of course all the lessons on my website as well to do with legato, improvisation. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, just until Cyber Monday, I am running, or that's the 2nd of December, I think, I'm running a Black Friday sale. Check out the links down below where you'll find all of the relevant codes and offers. All right, guys, thanks for watching. My name's Tom Quayle, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.